Hi, this is Karen Jones, and thank you so much for taking some time to review this PowerPoint, which is going to provide you with excellent information about what's happening in marketing in 2011, 2012. This is information that you need to know so you can position your brand and your company for success in the coming year. So be sure to take a listen to at the end of this presentation, because there's going to be a special offer for you that's valued at $400 absolutely free. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.
So what types of businesses are going to be using what types of marketing? 81% of the business owners are going to be using email marketing, while 68% will be increasing their usage for search engine optimization. And that makes really great sense. All of us have a website on the internet. However, if no one can find our website, how are we ever going to drive traffic to it? So when our consumers are searching for us, for example, if you're a real estate agent and you are looking to find buyers, and buyers don't search in their real estate agent in Scottsdale, they actually go ahead and search, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom home with a pool by Laguna Hills High School, or what have you, and that's how they're finding the properties. So we want to make sure that your searches that your consumers are using to find your product or services are successful in getting your website and your presence to the first page of Google, and that's what search engine optimization is all about. Event marketing, speaking, and networking is growing rapidly at 64%. Press releases is something that a lot of our larger companies are doing right now. A lot of our smaller businesses are really not in tune to it, but press releases are huge. So you can do press releases in your local community, or you can do press releases online. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. Google AdWords, direct mail, print display ads, sponsorships, webinars and teleseminars are growing very rapidly, radio ads and television ads. Direct mail is a very important part of business, and business owners both felt equally that they are going to decrease their efforts in direct mail as well as increasing their efforts in direct mail. And that kind of makes sense because of who their target market is. So with that being said, we need to talk a little bit more about how do you use direct mail. There are some strategic considerations that you need to consider. Who and what is your niche market? For example, if your niche market are baby boomers, most likely they're going to welcome direct mail with open arms. Baby boomers were brought up with newspaper ads, with coupons, with things of that nature, so they're going to welcome that type of solicitation. Generation X can go in either direction, and Gen Y folks, they're not going to have anything to do with direct mail. So that's probably why 17% of the businesses were going to decrease their marketing direct mail, because Generation Y has now outnumbered baby boomers in 2010. Email marketing is growing rapidly, and we know that just by our own inboxes. However, with that being said, email's open rate is decreasing. Right now, the open rate on email is only between 5 and 10%, with the read rate of 1%. And just think about your own practices with that. So you need to be a little bit different in how you use email marketing. One of the things that you have to be very creative with is your subject line. Just like you have to be creative when you're using Google ads and placing ads, you have to make sure that you have a 2 or 3 word sentence that is going to grab people to click on your ad when you use Google AdWords. You want to do the same thing with email marketing. You want to make sure that that subject line is going to catch the attention of your reader so they will open up your email and read its message. And with that being said, you need to consider using video, and let me tell you why. If you do choose to use video email and video text messages, your open rate increases by 95%. And in fact, video text messages are read within 4 minutes. So it's an extremely positive way for you to get your message across to your prospect, and you get it delivered not by the written word, where sometimes the written word just doesn't articulate the passion behind what you're trying to tell them. They're actually going to get a video from you so they can see your excitement and see your passion for the product or service that you are offering. Or how you're going to serve them, and how are you going to take great care of them, and tell them about your expertise in your market or why you're the best person for the job. So video email is extremely important, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. So if you have not learned about video email, you need to let us know so we can send you a webinar to give you more education on it. Person-to-person has always been successful. Networking events, event marketing events, speaking engagements. People like to work with who they know, like, and trust. So your first connection is going to be at a network meeting. And then after your network meeting, you want to continue to create that relationship with that person. If you send out emails, that's great, but the email and the written word is not going to portray who you really are. So you really want to consider using a video email campaign to follow up all of your networking events. If you're going to take the time and invest the time to go out there and meet the people, you want to follow up with the tools that are going to allow you to build those relationships and connect with those potential people that you might be able to network with even further. 60% of entrepreneurs plan on increasing their networking and their person-to-person connections. So you can see it's a very strong way of you developing a relationship and using business to business to grow your product and your business. Follow-up, however, is key. Over 70% of networking attendees don't do any follow-up with any of the people that they meet, and that's a huge mistake. Your product might go out to the consumer, but the person that you met at the networking event might be a possible consumer. Or business to business, they might be able to talk about your product or service to one of their clients. And so you want to develop those networks and those interactions and build that web. So it's essential to follow up using an effective drip campaign. Every time you go out there and invest your time in networking, you want to come up with some type of a drip campaign to follow up with those people. And I do recommend a video follow-up campaign. Now, to outsource or not to outsource, there is so much on our plates as business entrepreneurs that how can we just do it all? So 17% of the business owners today are outsourcing the development and design of their online presence, which is a smart move, because how are you going to get that expertise behind it to make sure that it's doing all of its jobs to get to the first place in Google, and for your presence that you are investing online is going to be found on that first page of Google. You and I both know if you don't show up on the first page of Google, you've just wasted money, because the first page of Google is where you need to show up. So in 2010, outsourcing had increased from 14% to 28%. And a lot of this outsourcing is also going for social media work. Social media is huge and growing by leaps and bounds. So if you don't have the time to participate in social media, then you need to strongly consider outsourcing it, not just for the setup, but for the daily behaviors on it, so you can get those referrals coming from that source on the internet. Press releases. Now, press releases, like I mentioned earlier, is used quite often by our larger companies, but our smaller companies really don't recognize its value. And a press release actually will go out there and tell the community that you are offering a product or a service. And press releases can be done at any time. You can either pay for a press release or you can try and get it for free, but most of the time there's going to be a small charge for you to go ahead and get a press release out there. 80% of the entrepreneurs plan on increasing their plans and using press releases. And you can do that through your local community papers, which is what I recommend, going to a community newspaper. And then also on the internet, because that can go viral. Being found on the internet is essential. We touched on this on our first slide. You have a website, which is very important to have on the internet. This website portrays and promotes and showcases your products and services that you offer. However, if your website can never be found, it needs to be found. 90% of the consumers are starting their search on the internet for buying a home, and over 97% of the consumers are starting their search online for just about any product or service. So being found on the first page of Google is completely essential for the success of your business. And smaller businesses kind of keep a note on this. The large companies are really being aggressive with their marketing plan. 53% of them plan on increasing their online search engine optimization. So you want to really strongly consider what can you do to create a stronger online presence. So when people are looking for you by your product or service or area of expertise, that your website is being found. Search engine optimization, we talked about this where entrepreneurs are planning on increasing this particular function. And one thing that I want you to be aware of is that if you use video in your search engine optimization efforts, it's going to help you increase your presence online on the first page of Google so dramatically, so much better. In fact, you can pretty much dominate the first page of Google. And I want you to test that. If you go ahead and Google loan specialist in Scottsdale, take a look at what comes up on the first page of Google. Most likely there's probably, out of the 7 to 10 placements, you probably find a blog that I've written or something about Karen Jones on that first page of Google out of over 1 million searches. So that's pretty powerful for me to say that you want to be found by your area of expertise. And as you all know, I'm a loan officer with AmeriFirst Financial. Print ads. This could be a window of opportunity. Again, it's all depending upon who your niche market is. 55% of entrepreneurs have no plans on using print ads. However, if your clientele are baby boomers, they are still reading print ads. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you know your niche market and you know the correct way to reach your audience. Radio ads might be a consideration, and I've kind of, with my studies, I found that Generation X seems to like the talk radio stations. So you might want to consider exploring that. And right now with 68% of the businesses decreasing their plans on using radio, radio might be a very economical way to get your message out there. And if Generation X is your clientele, your niche market, that might be a really good way for you to reach out to them. Baby boomers also listen to talk radio, more of the later year baby boomer, more so than the beginning year baby boomer, but that might be another piece of the puzzle there. I don't think Gen Y, my research has shown me that Gen Y really doesn't like talk radio at all. TV ads, well, 76% of businesses don't plan on doing anything with TV ads, and it's just because TV ads are just so hugely expensive. However, the larger companies will continue to aggressively use this medium to get the word out. You'll see a lot of pharmaceutical ads going on, a lot of car ads, dealership ads, a lot of the big ads, and a lot of the companies just advertising their own stations, their own shows, because they want to get the audience to watch their shows so their advertisers will have more presence with the viewers. Now, as of an article that came out in September 10th, the top 3 marketing trends for 2012, according to PR Log on this press release, was online content marketing. So we are in an information age, and in this information age, you can provide your potential clients with lots of good data that they need to help make decisions about your product or service. Credibility is a first step to earning confidence, and confidence leads to increased sales. So you want to focus on delivering a quality content to your business and your services, and that way your rankings with your customers will be higher ranked, and therefore you will be perceived as an expert in your field, which will obviously increase your sales. Cisco predicts that over 80% of all internet traffic will be video by the year 2015. Our other predictions, as I've already talked to you about, indicate that it's going to happen by 2013. So you can see our number 2012 most popular marketing strategy is video. If you're not learning how to use video now to grow your business, it's time to get started. So consider video presentations about your business and services. Go for quality and really make yourself stand out from your competition now, so you can gain that online presence. Because once you gain that online presence, it's there, and it's going to stay there as long as you continue to keep those videos going. Google will go ahead, the crawlers and the spiders and the robots go ahead and they rate content by the amount of content that you have to offer on a subject and the consistency of new content coming on board. So all those backlinks and links and this and that are all very important in your strategy of using video marketing. Video brochures, video newsletters, regular video communications on your website, on YouTube, on just about any channel that you can get yourself on is going to be helping you improve your online presence. Again, allowing you to be found. Social media. Facebook is going to reach 1 billion members in late 2011 and early 2012, or at least that's what's predicted. That means over a quarter of the world's population is going to be a member on one website. So if you don't have a Facebook page, it's now time to get one. But more importantly, you have to use it effectively. I've got different programs to teach you how to do that. We also have something that you can outsource it if you just don't have the time for it. And this might be a product or a marketing strategy that you just might want to outsource to somebody who's going to get it done and get it done right. But if you do want to do it yourself, I have classes on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn that will be announced in future announcements to you that will teach you how to use those mediums so you can get your online presence out there in the social media world. Don't get left behind. So 2012 marketing, my recommendations is SEO optimization is number 1. Because 97% of the consumers start their search online for any product or service, you want to make sure that you are on page 1. And not just on page 1, you want to dominate page 1. And you're going to dominate page 1 by having your site's SEO optimized by the search terms that your clients are finding you under. And then also you want to optimize those with video SEO production. Local places is a very affordable way to get on page 1 and stay there, most importantly, because as you know, those places section can change. So you want to get there and you want to stay there. So if you want more information on that, let me know and I'll send you a little webinar on it to educate you on it so you can make an informed choice if that's something that you would want to incorporate in your business. And of course, my passion for video marketing. Video marketing is such a huge important role in marketing for 2012. So those are the 3 things that I feel that should be happening. Of course, all the other things that I teach are also important. I will continue to teach the article writing, the blogging, the getting listings to the first page of Google. All those things are still going to be done on an ongoing basis, but these are the newer things that have to be done in order for you to stay in the game. I'd like to introduce Corey Michael Sanchez. He is our project manager for mobile video marketing. He is the best in the industry. And our project manager for video SEO is Blake Goodwin. He is just phenomenal at what he does. And if you see that first picture right there on the top left-hand side below video SEO, you can see how when he does his work, he not only gets you the first page of Google, but he dominates the first page of Google for you. And that's what you want to have happen. You and I both know that being on the first page of Google, when you dominate it, gives you the perception that you are the chosen expert by Google for that product or service that is being searched for. And most likely, if that's the case, you're going to be chosen to get the job.
Hi, Karen Jones back again, and thank you so much for investing this time in learning about the 2012 trends of marketing. You need to know what's happening so you know how to guide your brand and your business to success. Well, you remember that offer that I had talked about at the very beginning of this PowerPoint? I want to offer you a free strategy session which is valued at $400 with a local guerrilla marketing project manager. They will take time to learn about your business and guide you to success and offer you some special promotions that are available just to my clients. So I thank you so very much. I look forward to serving you. All you need to do is reach out to me so we can get you started. Okay then, you have a great day. Bye for now.